Perfect. 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 What is going on, everybody? RB here, Philly Take with RB, and you guys know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Hit the subscribe if you're new, and ding that notification bell so you're instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. Today, we are back previewing the Week 10 matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. This one will be at MetLife. The Eagles come into this 3-4-1 atop the NFC East, coming off their bye week, getting guys healthy, getting into the groove, getting some things done, and the New York Giants come off a tight win against the Washington football team. They move to 2-7 and sit at third in the NFC East, but they have been playing teams hard and are showing a lot of upside under Joe Judge. And the Eagles 2 weeks ago looked not good at all, even though, you know, they say a win is a win. The Eagles really did not look that good against the Cowboys, and Ben DiNucci, Carson Wentz needs to play better. Doug Peterson needs to stop saying boneheaded things as he continues to do throughout these weeks. And overall, the Eagles got to get this thing going. This week, Lane Johnson, Miles Sanders, Alshon Jeffrey, Malik Jackson, Driscoll, Sayamalo, Cravon LeBlanc, all are practicing. They seem ready to go, ready to come back. The Eagles, again, a well-needed week to get some rest and get some guys back. They seem like they're getting things on the right track here. And for the Giants, Devontae Freeman looks like he's limited, but I think he's going to go. I'm not too sure. I think he's missed the last 2 or 3 weeks. And, you know, Wayne Gallman and Alfred Morris have stepped up. I think the Giants are getting some guys back too. So this is going to be a pretty good matchup. Again, the Eagles beat the Giants 3 weeks ago in Week 7, but the Giants really had the game won. Luckily, Evan Ingram dropped the biggest play of the game, and Carson Wentz came down and led a heroic comeback for 2 touchdowns in the last 6 minutes of the game. And it's crazy because the Eagles still haven't lost to the Giants in 4 years. Now, the Giants, I know they're going to want their revenge. They're going to be hungry. They want to get this one back from the Eagles. And this could actually have a lot of implications in terms of who comes out on top in this division. But let's go ahead and look at the keys to the game. So my first key to this game is going to be the same exact one that we had 3 weeks ago, and that is going to be pressure, pressure, and more pressure on Daniel Jones, the young, inexperienced quarterback. He fumbled twice in Week 7 when we played them. He fumbled twice last week. The guy's fumbled 7 times already on the season, 18 in his rookie year. We know it's been an issue for him, and really that has been the storyline of his young career, that he has to hold on to the football. But when you go up against a fierce defensive line like the Eagles, who were all over him, I know we only sacked him 3 times 3 weeks ago, but we were all over him. A lot of quarterback hits, a lot of pressures, and it even forced him to move out of the pocket where, you know, we're going to have to contain this guy. We don't want him to run. Please, we don't want to see another 80-yard run from Daniel Jones, and he magically fell out of nowhere because he was running too fast. But I hope we don't see that again. We really just have to keep this man off balance, keep throwing pressure, keep throwing these disguise blitzes that I saw 3 weeks ago from Jim Schwartz. Keep throwing it from both sides, get him rattled, especially early on, and the Eagles D should be able to dominate this game once again. Our defense definitely played them well last time. Guys like Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, even our linebacker core. That was the best game of the season for our linebackers. Nathan Gary had a sack. Nathan Gary was involved. That's how you know the Giants O-line is bad. We're going to have to take advantage of that. And again, our D-line is what our defense and pretty much this team is predicated on. We're going to have to get a lot of pressure early. Daniel Jones, again, he has looked a lot different under pressure as opposed to when he's not. And it makes a lot of Giants fans pissed off. And I would be the same way. So I think we got to get a lot of pressure on Daniel Jones. My second key to winning this game is to start fast and do not look back. If you remember weeks back, and this has been a problem for many games throughout the year, the Eagles usually have a flawless first drive, right? In Week 7, the Philadelphia Eagles come out, you know, a sweep to Deshaun Jackson, a nice throw to Richard Rodgers. I mean, tons of space. Boston Scott was utilized 3 or 4 times, I think for like 45 yards on the first drive. And then we just lose it. It just disappears, right? We go for 75 yards on 9 plays on the first drive of a game. A lot of creativity, right? A perfect execution. And then we just lose it. It just goes away, and that cannot happen with this Giants team, how hungry they're playing. They've already played us once this year. They have it under their belt, and they're not going to let another one slip away. I'll be honest, Joe Judge, I didn't expect much from him him, but he has that team playing hard. They've held a lot of these good teams like the Bucks, like those kind of teams, to very close games, and probably should have won some of them. They probably should. And again, they have not beat us in 4 years. The ambition's going to be there to want to come out and finally take a game against us, especially when they're, you know, not too far away from sitting atop this division, which is crazy. And last time it took a heroic effort from Carson Wentz. It took a heroic effort for this Eagles team to win the game. That will not happen again against the same team. I don't see them making that same mistake twice. I said last time that this would be Carson Wentz's best game of the season when we played the Giants, and it was. He threw for 359 yards and 2 touchdowns, and led a heroic comeback in the last 6 minutes of the game. But at the end of the day, the Giants know how to exploit us now. They know some of the struggles that Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson are going through and the rest of this team, and they're going to change some things up and bring some different looks at us. Overall, Carson Wentz was under a lot of duress in Week 7, and I expect that to continue unless the Eagles adjust and give Carson more time. And Carson's got to be smarter with the ball as well. He's got to be quicker getting it out of his hands, has to throw it away, and overall, this offensive line has to protect Carson Wentz because last time it was like an open floodgate. I think the Philadelphia Eagles need to put the pedal to the metal and do not look back. If you give this Giants team a chance to stay in this game once again, it's not going to turn out pretty for the Philadelphia Eagles. And my third key to winning this game is very simple. Wake up Doug Peterson. I'm getting tired of this guy, whether it's on the field not getting the play in quick enough, whether it's off the field. We've been hearing tons of, just annoying things that are getting said in press conferences and just the way we are acting. He's not acting like a head coach. There's no accountability, right? There's no, like, ignition. Like, he has to be, most importantly, a leader on this team. Get this team riled up. Get guys going, right? And overall, put together a full 4-quarter game plan for once. I mean, you've been completely exposed this year. You got to show that you're still a decent play caller, right? You got to put a game plan together. Stop worrying about what Brett Favre says about Nick Foles. Stop worrying about what Les Bowen says, okay? Put together a game plan, put your thinking cap on, show us that it wasn't completely Frank Reich, and really just come out here. Give Carson Wentz a chance to win this game. Take some of the pressure off Carson Wentz. Use your running backs, right? Miles Sanders is coming back. Boston Scott is the Giants killer. You got to incorporate these guys into the game plan. And I'm not talking about for just the first drive. You got to keep these things going. And overall, you got to show us that you trust your franchise quarterback, that you trust this team, and overall, that you can be the guy at the top to do it. If we see too many performances like we have in some of these past weeks, well, Doug Peterson, the chatter is going to continue, and it's going to get louder and louder and louder. Doug Peterson, it's time to step up and finally win a convincing game for once, just once. As for my standout Eagles, I'm going to go number 1, Carson Wentz. Once again, I mean, this guy has to play well this week. The last game against the Cowboys was absolutely pitiful. You cannot do that as a man who's being paid over $100 million, a franchise quarterback. This offense is going to be led by Carson Wentz. Doug's got to put him in the right position, but Carson Wentz, again, has to get rid of the ball when he can, has to make the right throws, has to scramble out and really get open and put the ball on point. Stop throwing it over these guys. Stop throwing it in the dirt. Get your throws right. Make the plays that need to be made. The other standout star that I'm going to go with for the Eagles is just our entire defensive line. Again, our defensive line has been the reason that we're able to accumulate pressure and the reason that we're winning a lot of these games because the defense is holding it down. They carried us weeks back. And once again, I think they're going to have to do so again. Get the pressure on Daniel Jones. I think guys like Graham and Fletcher Cox, Malik Jackson, if he's back, and even some of these sleeper guys, right? Even some guys like a Derek Barnett or a Vinny Curry are going to step up and make some meaningful plays in this game. The Eagles D-line has to feast, stuff the run, and get to Daniel Jones, and I think they're going to do so, and I think it's going to help this team out a lot in this game. And once again, Jim Schwartz, I'm going to say it like I did 3 weeks ago. Please send the pressure on this kid. Stop just rushing forward. Send the house sometimes, would you? As for my breakout Eagle, once again, I'm going to go with the giant killer, baby. Boston Scott picked him weeks back. Boston Scott, I think, had 46 yards total on the ground and also had like another 30 or 40 out of the backfield. Boston Scott caught the game-winning touchdown, and once again, we saw the potential, we saw the life with the Boston Scott, and he loves feasting on this team. I think he's going to come out, and especially given the fact that Miles Sanders is, you know, it's his first game back, might not be fully ready, might not get as many carries as we would expect. Boston Scott's going to come out here and feast once again. I still think he's being slept on and not being utilized enough, and I think this is another chance for him to come out here and shine. As for my hot take, last time I was exactly on the beam. I said we would force 2 fumbles and pick off Daniel Jones once, and that is literally exactly what we did. This time I'm going to say it, but in the reverse fashion. I'm going to say the Eagles force 1 fumble on Daniel Jones, and we pick him off twice in this game, again accumulating 3 turnovers, winning the turnover battle, and hopefully therefore winning the game. I'm going to say the Eagles defense feasts on this kid.
Perfect.
So now it's time for our score prediction. Look, the Philadelphia Eagles are coming off a bye week. I know the Giants have been playing hard. I know they've been doing their thing. I know they're showing a lot of potential, but at the end of the day, look, I just feel like the Philadelphia Eagles just have their number. They just have their number. The Eagles, if we finally have had a chance here to step back, take a week, and just realize some of the things that we are doing so awfully. I think we finally have time to improve, and again, we are getting very healthy. I think guys like Slay have been playing well, but for Avonte Maddox to be fully healed, hopefully Lane Johnson comes back, and we're getting a lot of these solid pieces back that we honestly need. I hope Miles Sanders comes back and he's ready to go, because I think he's going to feast. I just see the Eagles coming out here with finally a dominant win, finally putting it all together, and can we finally get 30 points on the season? I think we do. I think Wentz has a huge statement game. I think Doug finally put something together, because if not, he knows the chatter's going to continue, and we got to win this game. Look, I'm going to say the Eagles put it together and finally hit that 30-point threshold. I say we win this game 31-20, but that's just my thoughts. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect.